Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2015 Carroll Dragon Marching Band and the Emerald Bells Drill Team. The Emerald Bells sponsors are Artistry in Motion, Performing Arts Center, Associated Time, Parking and Controls, Blind and Shutter Guys, Richard Giola's Cardio Bar, Chip Reed with Debbie Halliday, Corinthian Wellness Spa, E. Lee's Contemporary Boutique, UM Cunningham Companies, Karen Dillard, College Prep, Maloof's, National Royalty Company, Smart Bronze, Speedy B Car Wash and Detail, and the Kramer family. Gold sponsors for the Dragon Band are Blind and Shutter Guys, Witch, Tommy Pennington, Frost Bank, Chick-fil-A, GameStop, Peter Andrews,
Okay, first touchdown, second touchdown, 60-yard pass, bad snap, touchdown.
and Rex Dieter Photography.
So 6.
So touchdown, 60-yard,
Bad snap,
bad snap,
touchdown.
touchdown. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to kill this one. We get the fumble snap? Yes.
Chuck, you think the fumbled snap is a worthwhile highlight? We didn't really.
I don't know. I mean, up to you.
Yeah, we did turn it into a touchdown. Let's go ahead and keep that. So that's 6.
Are under the direction of Melissa Page and assisted by Catherine Dobrow. Captain of the Bells is Jessica Bowman. First lieutenants are Laurel Kavanaugh and Sophia Parrish. Junior lieutenants are Claire Berardi, Ashley Estridge, Peyton Faltis, Riley Malloy, and Claire McCoy. Girl of the Week this week is Haley Springs. Tonight, the Emerald Bells perform a high kick routine to Michael Jackson's hit, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Just kind of summary of the game. I'll use that for the highlights.
Halftime in Austin, it is 20-7. Westlake over Carroll. Chuck Kelly, Kelly Milligan, happy to have you with us on 100.7 The Word, back in the Metroplex, and here in Austin on a classic 105.3 as we have Dragon football here in the capital city. So those listening here enjoying what has been an entertaining game, more so for the home club with Westlake on top with that 20-7 cushion. But again, Kelly, this is a first half that the Carroll coaching staff, when it does get to film time, is going to be able to have, I'm going to say about a dozen things to point out and say, we need to fix that.
Lots to work with here, and really it's the mistakes that are making the difference. 2 turnovers, both of which lead to Westlake touchdowns. Penalties, not so much in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality. Again, we mentioned it earlier, 71-yard kick return taken off the board. Drives just kind of shot on the foot. But the thing that concerns you the most, I think, if you're a Carroll fan, Chuck, is the offense that is normally the hallmark of this Carroll Dragon program just does not seem to be in any kind of rhythm. You might have expected them to come out early and pound it with Lil Jordan Humphrey. They didn't do as much running the ball. They're trying to establish a short passing game. They were forced to go vertical when Westlake loaded the box, but they just never seemed to get in any kind of a rhythm.
Well, for Murphy, came in and won the starting job this week. It was even Steven. A lot of people thought there was, chicanery and cover-up from the Carroll coaching staff. But, talking to Hal Watson and Clayton George, that was not the case. It was that close. They were looking for somebody to separate and say, I'm going to be the starter. And I guess in the final work that they did this week, that Murphy was the one that won the job. So he gets out there making his first varsity start in this atmosphere, kind of a beehive. here at Chaparral Stadium against a very good defense, and you've seen the young guy having to learn on the fly.
And to be fair, he's had his moments. The 60-yard downfield pass was a thing of beauty. He has thrown a couple of really nice balls. And he seems, I think, as the game has gone on, to have a better sense of when the pressure is coming. Instead of just standing there as he did in the first quarter, he's moving a little bit and extending plays. So you can see him getting a little more comfortable. But, you don't want to be down 2-3 scores by the time you get comfortable. This offense needs to answer the bell when the second half starts.
On the other side, though, Sam Ellinger, we saw that he had that little something that people talk about last year in Southlake against the Dragons in the 17-14 Carroll win over Westlake. You put another year on this cat, make him a junior. He's a different player and a difference maker.
He is, although it must be stressed, he has some excellent receivers to work with. Klubnik, a very good speedy possession receiver, and he's been like security blanket. Those two didn't like each other when they were competing for the starting quarterback job here last year. Now they've got kind of radar with each other. And then Coakley emerging as a weapon in the second half, making a really nice touchdown catch to give Westlake their third score. So yeah, you see Todd Dodge's offense, and you see Ellinger is everything that Dodge had told us he was. He mentioned earlier in the week, Ellinger very much in the mold of the great quarterbacks that he had at Carroll. Same size, same skill set, and same results. He's put points on the board and moved the offense.
Carroll Dragon football tonight brought to you by Dragon Storage. Folks, if you've got clutter around your house and you want a safe, really cool place to put things that'll either be heated or cooled, if you want that kind of facility, they've certainly got that. They've got a perfect place to store things like classic cars, boats, jet skis. It's a family-owned facility. Dragon Storage just down from Dragon Stadium, and you can put all your valuables there and get them out of the house. Get your driveway clean, get your garage clean. I need to put my whole garage in Dragon Storage is what I need to do.
Can I put mine in there with you?
That'll work. Yeah. Online, dragonstorage.com. Thanks to John Doherty and our friends there, and of course they're and their family are opening up Dragon Plumbing too, so a lot of good things going on with Dragon Storage and Dragon Plumbing, big supporters of the Carroll Dragons. You're listening to the Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Report. Folks in Southlake know that Feed Store Barbecue is the place to eat delicious food, everything from the pulled pork to the signature ribs. Those are my favorite, just fall off the bone, and they've got the green beans, the mashed potatoes, and gravy. They've got the corn and all the beverages to go along with it, and of course the new back porch there at the Southlake location, and there is a feed store in Keller as well. Feed Store brings you Carroll football and the halftime report. We've got a special interview coming up in a few minutes. We've got our Dragon who makes a difference that you want to stick around for as well. And of course, Kelly will have the first half highlights and more. So stay right here. It is Westlake 20 and Carroll 7. Dragon football presented by Freeman Toyota continues in a moment. All right.
Okay, review with me. So what do we got next?
Right here. So your Dragon makes a difference.
All right.
And then we'll come back.
All right.
If Alden's here, we'll do Alden. So if Alden's here, yes.
Do I run the highlight bit from here? She do.
Well, if you talk to her about it, she would have been. Chad always does.
Yeah, I can't. The problem is I had some of the highlights on the same computer, but I'm going to jump back and forth. This computer found out tonight.
Okay.
But it's fine.
Yeah, she always does.
That's okay. I'll do it.
Because it's like multi-track. He just hits it and does all the rest.
Just after the first highlight, I'll get a couple seconds to switch it.
Okay, I can talk a little. We're not doing the fumble ball mention.
Hey,
Brandon, you should
The man boy of the week is Andrew Whitmire. The man girl of the week is Melanie Glazer.
Hey, Chad, she's asking for you.
Sophia Rasmussen.
Cart Bateman along with
The section of the week is the mellophones, and the director's choice award goes to Alan Westlaw. The Dragon fans, give up his feet. Be loud and proud. It's time for the Carroll Dragons.
Yes. No. Dragon makes a difference. I'll do the interview after that if he's here.
If you can do it, that would be awesome. Thank you.
special crowd of people joining us on the field right now. 30 years ago, in August of 1985, head football coach Eddie Dixon knew he had a special.
Right, I got nothing unless you're going to ask me about how AIDS, ISD,
Westlake team to ever win a playoff game would soon be the best football team the hills of Westlake had seen since the school opened its doors 13 years earlier. After running through the playoffs by a combined margin of 85 to 17, the state champion division Tennessee Yellow Jackets, 12-2 Sharks, Carroll this morning will stadium at Brownwood to take on the Sweetwater Mustangs. The chance to play top ball in the Friday State Championship game. In an epic matchup between the state's two best teams, Westlake and Sweetwater played to a 21-21 Even though the Sharks had more first downs and more total yards, they lost on penetration and Sweetwater won the top ball for this trophy. Although the last 20 years have seen Westlake grow to one of the country's very best football programs, be it resolved that when you talk about the history of Westlake Chaparral football, it should be recalled that the team that started the ball rolling took place on this very field 30 years ago, even though it was a dirt field. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Todd Bond.
Right now, you've got the better end of it.
As we recall the 1985 Westlake football team, its coaches and cheerleaders gathered on the field. I understand at the beginning of every practice back in those days, they had to walk the field and remove the rocks. And now another special presentation from the Eames Education Foundation. Joining us on the field tonight is this year's Eames Education founder, teacher.
I still think we should do a segment on the dragon who makes no difference. Just find some kid who hangs out in shop class stoned all the time.
Underwritten by the Independent's title.
Yeah, man.
Our students and teachers need your help to bust the gap between the adequate state-funded education we receive and the cost of an Eames Excellence education. The gap this year is $1,300 per student. Eames is thrilled to announce that they have received a challenge grant of $100,000 for new donors plus donors who increase their donation. All gifts at the gap or above will be matched up to $100,000. Your donations pay for additional teachers on all 9 campuses. This
hold off on highlights, or?
Yeah, hold off on your 32 final positions.
Hey, after this, Jana,
Down on the field and doing their part to bust the gap.
did it.
Join them
Big Dragon who makes a difference. Okay, play the 2 minutes here, and then we're going to come back and do an interview. We're going to do an interview next. All right.
Hey, Garrett, we have 2 minutes. You're fine. 2 minutes.
Come on, man, grab that one. And you get to wear black tonight. It's a nice heat conductor. Excellent. Love it. Yes. Outstanding. Makes fat guys look better. Well, I wouldn't.
How you doing? Good to see you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's halftime activities. The Westlake High School Fine Arts Department and the Eames Independent School District are proud to present the Westlake Chaparral Marching Band.
This place is horrible. This place is horrible. I mean, it's just they
Used to be a window unit right there.
they just dump you over here and no service, no 30 seconds.
That's not very good over there either.
Well, I went up there and it was, yeah. But I told him, I said this was identical to Copper's Cove 5 years ago.
It is.
Looking into the sun, heat, and all that.
Test.
Okay.
Members of the week are Dave Vanatek for the brass section, and Lee Fletcher for the woodwind section, and Sally Martinez for the percussion section. The Westlake High School Chaparral Band is founded upon a tradition of superior musical and marching performance.
We continue with the Feed Store Barbecue halftime report on Freeman Toyota's presentation of Dragon football. It is Carroll trailing Westlake at the half 20-7 as we're now joined by the new athletic director of the Carroll ISD and a fella who is no stranger to this neck of the woods, Mr. Darren Allman, former coach of Westlake, who came to the Metroplex, coached Heritage High School over in Colleyville last year. We worked with him, had a great time last season, and then all of a sudden he's the athletic director of the Carroll ISD and spending a couple of minutes here with us. So Darren, coming back here, that has to be a little bit nostalgic, even though you haven't been gone away that long, but coming back as the opponent, what's that like?
Yeah, it's kind of like being in the twilight zone, Chuck. It's these kids that are playing for Westlake right now. I pretty much raised them when they were about fifth grade. They started coming to my football camp, and I've got a son that's the age of most of them as well, and so I've watched these guys grow up and proud of what they're doing, and they've got a good football team, and but I'm excited to be in Southlake, and I think it's a good fit for me and for Southlake, and I think there's great things ahead. I'm excited about tonight, but excited about the season.
Well, let's talk about how you got to Southlake. I mean, you're a football coach. You've been at so many great programs. You've been at Permian and Odessa. You've been here at Westlake, and again, the 1 year in the Great